With so many doctors and health practitioners switching to virtual medicine during this pandemic, how will this change healthcare in the long term? Joining us from the Los Angeles area is Dwight Holcomb. He's a chief marketing officer in the healthcare software industry, also the author of the Lean CMO. Thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about how telemedicine is changing the way people are getting care right now during COVID-19. What are you hearing?
You know, this has been an amazing shift. We are seeing more and more people switching to telemedicine. They're wanting to avoid going to crowded hospitals or doctor's offices where they could either spread infection or get infected. So telemedicine has really become a great tool for people to use to get the care they need.
Yeah, obviously, it's a lot of people are turning this way. Does it work as well? Do we know?
You know, it's very effective because the Journal of American Medical Association put out a report that about 80% of all doctor's visits that we do today can be done by phone, not even by video or app, just by phone. So when you factor in the ability to see someone via app, it really is a very effective way to see a doctor.
What if someone has a physical condition? Like, what if I break my ankle? What if I've got something like heart palpitation? Does it still work?
Well, it depends on what it is. I mean, in some cases, they can use the video to see what's going on, if there's a rash or, you know, something that's happening that's visible. But in every case, they'll make sure it's not an emergency first. If it's an emergency, obviously, they'll suggest to call 911 immediately.
As you talk about with some of the things being able to just be done over the phone, is it something that then could open up access to health care for more people going forward?
Absolutely. I believe telemedicine will probably become one of the best methods of lowering overall health costs because it's so cost effective to have people just call in, avoid a very expensive hospital visit when all they really needed to do is talk to a doctor. So I believe going forward, we're going to see a big shift.
So some people might wonder, okay, if I'm talking to my doctor on a video screen, or is my information going to be safe?
Yes, these platforms that we're seeing people go through are HIPAA compliant. Privacy is a very big factor, so that is built into the service, so people can very safely and comfortably do this from their home or their office or wherever they are.
We've done lots of stories about different organizations being able to get this up and running. It sounds like a lot of healthcare providers have been able to switch over to telemedicine. Does it seem to be going a pretty fluid effort?
You know, it depends. Some of the larger carriers are starting to have variations of telemedicine offerings. Large self-insured companies, it's a no-brainer for those folks where they're taking their employees' monthly contribution, putting it into a trust, and requiring that they use telemedicine first, and that drastically lowers their overall healthcare costs.
We talk about all the ways that this pandemic is going to change the way we live, but do you see, like, just going into a doctor's office for your normal visit, is that going to permanently be a thing of the past?
I think there'll still always be a need for the one-to-one in-person care, and there's always going to be conditions that are going to demand it. So there's some things that telemedicine won't be able to cover. However, I think you'll see a big shift, and many more people will take advantage of the convenience of not having to leave their office or their home, or even traveling abroad. You can call from overseas if you're stuck and need to talk to a doctor. So I think there'll be a big shift.
All right. For more information on what Dwight does, his company, head to hcdco.com. Dwight Holcomb, thanks for taking the time to talk to us, and thanks for waking up early there in California.
Absolutely. Happy to help.